Hello, hello, hello. Evening all, evening all, evening all. I hope you're all well out there in live stream land. It's good to see you. Welcome to my kitchen. Come in, come in, come in. Take a seat. There's plenty of chairs. Yeah, so no cooking this evening. I don't anticipate it anyway. Could be wrong. But instead, we will be looking at Jamie Oliver's new book. Jamie Oliver has a new book out, and I only found out about it, I think, Monday. He sent an email on his mailing list saying, hey, I've got a new book. It's out on Thursday. I was like, what? Usually, he releases books sort of August, September time. But this particular book is all about barbecue food. And therefore, if he was to release it in his August, September time, that would miss his UK market. So it makes a bit more sense to open it, to publish it in April, just ahead of when generally the weather starts to turn quite nice in the UK. If anything of the past couple of years is anything to go by. Anyway, it's good to see you all. It's just arrived. I would have started earlier, but it literally just arrived. I was waiting for the book to arrive before starting the stream. You know, Amazon have those windows, like 3-hour windows. Could have started as early as 5, but nope. This is when the book arrived, so this is when we're going to do it. So, there's a little blob, says that way, that way, that way. Says connecting down there. That's supposed to be my chat window. I don't know why it's not loading. I'll leave it for a bit longer on the off chance that it decides to wake up. Everything has not been... Nothing was really happy about streaming this evening. It was one camera wasn't working. Yeah, all sorts of things. Just checking a few settings, making sure we're all firing. Excellent. Good, 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 good. Okay. Lovely. Well, as I said, welcome in. I haven't even opened it yet, so if I open it and it's actually, I don't know, a new Jackie Collins or something, this stream will turn interesting. But we're going to open it up and have a look. I've set my camera really wonky, haven't I? Aggressive slant down the eye. It wasn't intentional. I was so busy fiddling with software that I didn't focus on those niceties. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's switch it to this way around. How's that? That's not bad. That's all right. Yeah, you can nice close up of my drink, which I think I'll move out the way just to avoid distractions. Oh, I'd love a wireless setup, but it's just not going to work. So, yeah. I wonder, in fact, get rid of me. Yeah, let's just have that. Right, so, here's the bit that could make a great clip if it turns out not to be the right thing. This is not working. Oh, thank goodness. It is the right thing. Jamie Oliver, barbecue, easy grilling, big flavour. It's a very Jamie phrase, isn't it? Very Jamie. Let Jamie guide you through everything from setting up your barbecue to controlling its heat with utterly delicious, simple recipes, perfect for outdoor cooking all year round. Time to get grilling. Indeed. Let's leave that there-ish, and we'll just flick back to that for a moment. I'll toggle him on. On you go. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Yes, very good. So, just as a bit of a warm-up, get that nice and central. Just as a bit of a warm-up, you'll know if you've spent any time on this channel, chatting with me in lives, looking at my videos, I go on about Jamie Oliver quite a lot. He grew up, lives not a million miles away from where I'm stood right now. Yes, this is the parcel. It's here. It arrived at the very end of the window. 7:45. There it is. Yeah, so I've always been a fan of Jamie Oliver. I know he has detractors, but unfortunately on this channel, I'll stick up for him most of the time. Most of the time. Hello, Hatting H. Christo. That's a good name. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say so. If you watch his programmes, inevitably at some point he will spend some time in his garden doing some sort of barbecue. He just does it anyway. He's often, a lot of his books have sections on barbecues. He has a commercial relationship with Weber, you know, the barbecue people, make the grills. You can get your own Jamie Oliver style branded barbecue. I'm sure it's very nice, but I don't really get expensive barbecues, you know. Yeah, I find, yeah, I can't stomach expensive barbecues. It's not for me. Just like coal in a bucket and put some fire in it and off you go. Yeah, so it's like Ninja have just released a new product. I think they call it the Wood Fire or the Wood Flame Grill or something like that. And it's like £1,000. I'm like, if that was 300, I might consider it, but £1,000, not a chance, not a chance. No, not a chance. So yes, so let's be British about this. Do like a barbecue, but I know Adam in particular, he's another denizen of the UK. Hatting, I'm not sure where you're from. Don't mind if I call you Hatting, just to shorten it a bit. But it can be difficult to get out the barbecue in the UK. The weather is very unpredictable. It turns rainy very quickly, turns windy very quickly. And we don't get the practice in, I would say, to make it a real cuisine of ours. And it turns out to be a very pedestrian type of dinner. But Jamie's always about getting more stuff out. So let's have a look at the book. Let's switch angles. So I haven't looked at this. If you missed the first minute, I literally just opened the packet. It might be all blank pages inside, I don't know. Let's find out. I've been questioning the legality of what I'm doing because I'm broadcasting the entire book online, but never mind. Family photos. Ah, Sky Ginger, who passed away last year. Yeah. A little dedication there. Wonderful. Embrace the seasons, get grilling, a little lovely lifestyle photography. This, of course, is in the gardens of the house. It's actually a stately home that he owns in North Essex. Yeah, if you watch the Netflix programme on him, Chef's Table, you can see him there. This garden kitchen is featured a lot in his TV shows the last 3 or 4 years. Cooks in it a lot. Buddy, his son, cooks in it a lot as well. I sound very stalkerish now. Ad, what are you saying over there? Used to fish on the River Stour as a teen, set up a little fire, cook freshly caught trout right over it. Don't need expensive barbecues, just a good controlled fire. Control is the word, isn't it? But yeah, you're certainly right. Hatting, you've been a chef for 29 years. Whew. Would love if you could do a series with all the classics. We're probably a similar vintage then, Hatting. From South Africa, I spent 5 years in the UK, loved it. Got a lot of good South African friends. Always have a good chat about braai and all the rest of it. What's all the classics mean to you? Because you might be thinking different things to me. Do pop them in the chat. I'd love to know exactly what you mean by the classics. Are we going French here, or have you got other things in your mind? I'm not going to read all this. This is just the what is a barbecue and how to barbecue. I've got a feeling a lot of it is going to say hot zones, cold zones, you know, indirect, direct heat, all that sort of thing. Some brand new equipment. Get your barbecue area. So this is how to have a barbecue, which is good to know, I suppose. Charcoal, gas, electric. Yeah. Yeah, as I predicted, there's setups of how to lay out your coals so you get hot zones and cold zones depending on exactly what you're cooking. Cooking temperatures. So again, you know, if you're not into it already, grab yourself a thermometer. This is a Thermapen. instant read, just plonk him in and it will tell you the temperature of whatever you've just inserted it into. But yeah, if you do a lot of barbecuing, meat cookery, certainly get yourself an instant read thermometer. It's the only way to go. So it's got some temperatures there, but of course there are slight variations across the world and what your local regulations state, and also the provenance of your food. So as I go through this book, I think actually, let's get the Post-its out and I'll tag things that I would like to cook in the next few weeks. I love doing that with a new book. Stick the Post-it notes in and think, yeah, we'll come back to that. Hatting, you're talking about the French classics and also British. Had some lovely Scottish dishes while I was up there. So you got around while you were over here. Very good, very good. Yeah, I mean, I love to cover as much as I can. In a sense, I have to cover what earns me views, frankly, a little bit. And the problem with classic recipes is they have been done. If you're a fan of the classics, Hatting, can I recommend a good friend of mine, Walter Trupp. I shall pop his name in the chat and you can look up his channel. And he owns a cooking school in Australia and trained with Marco Pierre White. He's from Austria. He's been all over and he really does the classics and he sweats them really hard. Good guy, good guy. I like to do those classics, but try and do something different with them, simply because I think, you know, everyone's done beef bourguignon, right? Everyone's done pomme boulangère. Two things that just come to the top of my head. So it's quite hard to come up with an interesting way that people will watch. And Adam, also in the chat, knows that as well. You know, also a food YouTuber. You try and come up with stuff, but some of them have already been done. So the question is, why would they come to you? So we're starting with a chicken escalope, bacon, green veg and pesto. Sounds pretty straightforward, and actually to the point where I don't think, possibly don't even need a recipe for that. That's just a tasty salad. This one, perfect steak and char-grilled salad. Let's try and get that slightly more in the frame. Does that work? No, it doesn't work. Okay. I actually, the publishers sent me the recipe for this one. I've already got all the stuff, so I might do this one at the weekend. Fingers crossed, if weather holds and all the technology holds, I'm going to try and do another live stream on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, UK time, 5, 6-ish, and we'll get the barbecue out and we'll have a go. Guaranteed more things to go wrong because it's outside a little. It's only out there. It's only like 3 meters that way. But you know, another place for technology to go wrong. That's Hatting. Check out his channel. You'll really get a kick out of it. So I might give that one a go. Let me Post-it note that one. Lamb lollipops, whipped feta, pistachios. Thank you for popping by, Hatto. It's Hatting, sorry, as I read lollipops. Good to see you. Whipped feta, one of those super trendy ingredients. This sounds very nice. Nothing new in there, I would say. Very trendy, very on trend. Romesco cauliflower. I love Romesco cauliflower. That's a sort of blitzed up almond and pepper, red pepper dish, if I remember rightly. Yeah, with a bit of paprika. That looks great. Of course, most of these dishes aren't going to be limited to the barbecue. They're just designed for that outdoor summer eating. Quick beetroot mackerel. Jamie playing with some rhubarb. Very useful photo. Lemon steamed fish and charred greens. Not bad. Seared carpaccio of beef. Well, that's not going to need a lot of barbecuing, is it? Excellent photography. Is this... Hello, Susan. It has arrived. Interesting chicken dishes. We've barely begun, so you'll probably see that on the mains. I got distracted. Why have I looked this up? I'm presuming... Yes, the photography is David Loftus, as always. David, a long time collaborator with Jamie, and he really knows how to capture the vibrancy of Jamie's cooking. Looks like a nice tomato salad with Buddy and Jules there. Well, there we go. Susan, chicken skewers and Tuscan bread salad. So a Tuscan bread salad, also known as a... forgotten the name of it. I make it lots of times. Panzanella, that's it. You tear up old bread and you mix it with things like olives and basil, red onion, red wine vinegar, oil. Really tasty salad, particularly as the tomatoes get to that really plump ripeness. So that's a good one. I don't know if there's anything really exotic going on there. It's courgette, chicken and pepper with a nice salad. Grilled fish tacos, a stone fruit salsa, herby aubergine and zingy feta flatbreads. I like the sound of that. Yeah, I like aubergine dishes. I never have enough interesting ways to cook with them. Susan, how do you mark up things in a book you want to cook? I'm using Post-it notes. Are you a page turner? I didn't even notice there was something wrong. I can't see anything wrong. You're fine, whatever you're talking about. Jules salmon niçoise. Don't get a lot of fish in this house. Hey, aeroplane jelly, Mr. Matt, how are you? Nice to see you. Good to see you. Into chat. Smashed lamb wraps, embrace it. So we're just catching people up. We're just going through Jamie Oliver's new book, just arrived about half an hour ago. Just working through the recipes, seeing what I might want to cook. Hoping on Saturday I can go live just outside the door and we'll cook something there. So it says here, this is like a lamacun, depending on how you pronounce it. Great Lebanese lamb pizza type dish. I don't want to reduce it just to pizza, but it provides an analogue that people understand. So I'm going to be doing that one. I love a lamb mince dish. Citrus chili tofu, greens and chickpea rice. Excuse me. Sunshine stew and herb stuffed sea bream. That sounds like ratatouille. It reads like ratatouille as well. It's chosen to call it. Got a chicken shawarma here. Susan, if you're still about. Don't think he's reinventing the wheel here, but I can see that he's using Baharat seasoning. And the skewer is chicken, onion and pineapple. I bet that's really good actually. A pineapple scorching and sort of blistering and leaking that sweet sticky juice on the chicken. I bet that's really nice actually. Susan, the page turner or favourites get marked up with splashes of food. Panzanella. Oh, Panzanella was Tanzania. Okay, Panzanella hasn't come through my end, so you are safe. It will probably come in like an hour's time and it will just get put at the bottom. Matt, thank you for watching the Ninja Creamy video. Yes, channel members will know that I've just posted earlier today a Ninja Creamy video. Thanks for watching. Be available for everyone later on. What's the cover? Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a second. So that's what the cover looks like. Quite plain, quite simple. It's quite a nice bit of graphic design actually. I think it's quite cute. The barbecue grills. Yes, the connecting button is supposed to be the chat appearing on the screen. But I've had so many problems with stuff today. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off that connecting button, but it does mean the screen's going to go black for just a second. So I am still here, I promise. And I'm back. Yeah, it's supposed to show the Twitch and YouTube chat in the same place, but for some reason it's just saying connecting. I've run out of energy to figure out why. A job for another day. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that one. That's good. Skewer party. Well, that's probably going to get us some chicken, I would have thought. Susan, do you know what? For this video, I'm going to squish this window down a little bit so you can see a bit better what's going on. There we go. You can really see now. Chicken and chorizo skewers, it's a classic, right? I know even Tesco do a pretty decent chicken and chorizo skewers this time of year. The fact that Buddy and River are there probably suggests to me that this is a very kid-friendly recipe. It's literally onion, peppers, chicken, chorizo, lime and honey. Very simple, very straightforward. Lamb kofta. I don't know that I need another lamb kofta recipe. I've got plenty. It doesn't look like it's bringing anything new to the table there. Halloumi and strawberry skewers, an idea I have seen before. So we've got halloumi, cucumber, strawberries and lemon. So we're getting like Pim's vibes here. Interesting. Probably a tough sell on my family, but probably interesting. Skewered sausages and creamy lentils. That doesn't look like lentils. It is though. It looks like it's on a pancake or an omelette or something. Cute. I can't quite get my head around it though. Sounds pretty heavy going. Skewered sardines on toast. Sardines on toast, classic British starter from the 60s and 70s. Dr. Loftus's lamb kebabs. Now, as I said earlier, David Loftus is the photographer. Used to make these. You've got to wait another week for your version. $45 US. What's the conversion rate at the moment? Do you know? This cost me £15 in UK money. If you're able to Google that. I don't know what the exchange rate is like for Australian dollars at the moment. Well, it's probably easier for him to publish to the UK, to be honest, Jelly. You know, his entire operation is here. I think 5 days is not, it's barely early access, is it? Doesn't really count. But he knows he's got to get it in as soon as possible for the UK weather. As I was explaining earlier, it's not going to last forever. Prawn skewers and ajo blanco sauce. Nice. Blushing bavette skewers and samjang. This is interesting. So here, a classic blend of different things. A bavette steak. Usually quite a tough steak. You have to cook very, very quickly. I would argue actually quite hard to cook on the barbecue. You do need the control, I think, of a proper hob so that you can cook it quickly and not overcook it. Quite hard to cook on barbecue. So I'm sort of interested to try that. See what his technique is for nailing that grill. Sticky sriracha tofu. Hot and cold on tofu. Peanutty chicken skewers, so clearly we're aiming for satay without using the word. Coriander, cumin, turmeric, limes, coconut cream, peanuts and red curry paste. Yeah, I'm sure that's a great party pleaser. So, I don't know if you can see, it's probably covering it, but in the corner is, for each of the recipes, is how he suggests you have the coals. And there's a little key for that at the beginning of the book that I kind of glossed over. Spiced pork kebabs. It's just curry paste and pork, so it's keeping it very simple in this, which is no problem, but you know, I'm seeing little in the way of a real revolution here, but I'm not that surprised. Spiced chicken kebabs and butter sauce, so like a chicken makhani or butter chicken. You know, I'll always do one of those on the barbecue if I've got time. The hard one, I think, with a very dense yogurty kebab is keeping the coals alive that length of time. Coconut and coriander flatbread. What makes the coconut? Using coconut milk. I really like that. I think that's a great idea. Coconut is not one of my favourite flavours at all, but in savoury dishes and curries, love it. So salads with attitude and veg galore. So this is what, you know, this is Jamie in his element. As I've said many times, he loves salad. He's always trying to get more interesting salads around. Chard radicchio, orange and burrata salad. Again, that photography is just beautiful, isn't it? Grilled caponata. Caponata is a type of olive stew. What's grilled about that? What are you grilling? Oh, there's aubergine in it. Oh, of course, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Mediterranean style greens. Again, very simple, just 6 ingredients in that one. Sriracha corn, which is corn with mayo and sriracha chili sauce, limes and spring onions. I like the sound of that. I've done something very similar, just by accident, I guess. It's kind of like, and they're going to kill me for saying this, like elotes, right? The corn dish in America, which has a sort of, like a cream cheese type covering to it. Grilled green grain salad. Just going to pause there for a second while I have a whiz round all the technicals, make sure everything's behaving itself. Yep, very good, very good, very good. Wonderful. Yeah, a grilled grain salad. So what we've got going in there, feta, asparagus, broccoli, green beans, spring onions, and a packet of mixed grains. That's quite a nice alternative, that's good. Pickled potato salad. He's done something very similar, and I think his veg book, new potatoes and pickled cucumbers, that'll go down a treat with my family. They love dishes like that. Herby grilled carrots and feta. Nice and straightforward, very simple. Squash, sage and rice salad. And as he puts that, I'll tell you what I'm grateful for. Again, if you spend any time looking around, particularly the live section of my channel, you'll see I've gone through literally every single one of Jamie Oliver's books and ranked them. And in the last decade or so, he dropped doing a bit of blurb at the top of his recipes. And I really miss blurb. I think that's the chef's voice or the author's voice. It tells you a lot about a dish, and obviously that's the place where they can start talking about other things they can add to it. Let's pop that over there. Make life more interesting for people trying to cook that. Yeah. Excuse me, just checking in on the health of everything. Right. So the point I was making there, I know I had a point. If you're barbecuing other things, this is a great one to do alongside. Essentially, he's saying, grill the squash while you're, cooking something, or cooking a load of sausages or what have you. Susan, you'll have dill, pickle juice, and potato salad. Yeah, that little hint of the sourness, the sharpness can really make it, can't it? I think it's one of the reasons, and I don't know if he's still around, Adam Garrett on the chat, he loves Kewpie mayo, and that has a little hint of sharpness to it, which is really tasty, really tangy. I'm a big convert. Courgette and ricotta salad. Yeah, again, some very simple recipes here. Not very little, very complex. And I mean, that's true of barbecuing food, right? Our tradition of barbecuing in the UK. Yogurt pasta salad. This is a take on macarona bil laban. Never heard of this one. So you've got pasta, yogurt, mint, garlic, lemon, hazelnuts, fennel, chili and pine nuts. So that is a new one on me, a bit more interesting than a boring old pasta salad. Best ever tomato salad. Of course, tomato salads live and die on the freshness of your tomatoes. Too early here in the UK. We need another 2 months really to get the best tomatoes. Though asparagus has come into season. Couldn't be happier. Charred squash and tahini chickpea salad. Charred squash again. Of course, the whole thrust of this book is getting into the barbecue. There's nothing here that couldn't be done elsewhere, either on the grill, in the oven, even, heaven forbid, in the air fryer. Just barbecue is the theme of the book. Georgian style stuffed aubergines. What makes them Georgian style? A popular stuffed aubergine dish by Georgian chef Guram Bagdashevi. He's not a name I'm familiar with, but I'll look him up later. Anybody heard of Chef Guram Bagdashevi? Apologies if Chef Guram is in the is in the chat. Brunch bits. Glazed rum pineapple. This reminds me of Heston Blumenthal's Tipsy Cake. Peanuts, pineapple, lime, butter, rum, honey. That sounds very nice, actually. Very nice. if you don't mind having sweet things in your salad. Is that it? One page? Barbecue brekkie. So this is going to be some crazy serving suggestion. Bacon, sausages, coddled egg, peppers, tomato bread, bubbling baked beans and stuffed mushrooms. Got a whole panoply going on there. What else we've got? Corn fritters, tinned sweet corn and cottage cheese and flour, basically. Good. I approve. Had some really good corn fritters last year in the restaurant chain Turtle Bay, of all places. Really, really good. Barbecue baked beans, not my speed. Grilled black pepper peaches. I like the sound of that. I think I'd struggle to get some of my gang on board. Halloumi fritters. Epic feasts. Epic feasts. Barbecued meat chili. What's them there? So he's got chicken thighs, pork shoulder and skirt steak. All in the same chili. That's quite a chili. There's a lot going on there. Not one for vegetarians. Juicy pork belly, fennel and orange salad. Again, I've seen this one. I think was sent by the publisher out earlier today. That looks really nice. Lovely colouring on that. That looks like he smoked it, actually. Pork belly very difficult to do on a traditional barbecue, I find. Gnarly rump steak. With salsa, rice and beans. One of my biggest gripes with Jamie recipes, this is, let's get it in the screen, serves 10. Now you do tend to get a crowd at barbecues, but 10 people, so get a 1.5 kilo piece of rump steak. Yeah. Arrabbiata chicken drumsticks. Oh, that looks like a type of muffalata, a squished deli sandwich. Let's have a look, see what he calls his. Classic leg of lamb. Oh, again, the presentation with the halved onions, the tomatoes, looks absolutely beautiful. Herbie grilled veg, halloumi, skewers and pancakes. That's a bit different. I like the sound of that. And again, if I gloss over something, I don't necessarily dislike it. I'm not going to try it straight away. I'll get to it at some point. Susan, if you're still about, a grilled chili and lemon chicken. Not so bad. Oof. Looks like he's got a whole side of brisket maybe there. Oh no, leg of lamb, but he's boned it out by the looks of things. Yeah, butterflied leg of lamb. Boned it out, served with creamy beans, cannellini beans. Delicious. Pulled beef tacos using a shin of beef. Shin of beef, lovely. I find it very difficult to obtain, sadly. Which is our biggest obstacle, I think, in the UK to trying some of these more exotic US style dishes, is that trying to get hold of really good cuts of meat like that is really challenging. Sounds great though. Pomegranate and harissa chicken, absolutely exploding off the page, that one. Ultimate pork ribs 3 ways. Again, baby back ribs, not dreadfully easy to get hold of here. Buddy's chicken Caesar. Looks like it's made with a whole chicken. Not super exciting dishes. You missed the blurb too. Yeah, I love a bit of blurb. It just gives you a bit of character, a bit of thinking. And I like how it often says like, oh, well, you know, I came up with this when, you know, I accidentally dropped this or stuff like that. Veggie gumbo. Fruity pork chops and grilled potatoes. You had me at potatoes. So essentially plums, peach, stone fruit with pork chops. Jamie loves that combo. He does it a lot. Super surf and turf mixed grill. What does he put on his surf and turf? Well, chicken thighs, chorizo, king prawns and mussels. Very good. I'm not getting anywhere near my family's table though. Duck legs and plum sauce. So a lot of these are taking quite straightforward things we've seen before, but giving you a barbecue way to do them. Vegetastic barbecue mezze. Mint and chili courgettes, burnt butter labneh, anchovies and orange, halloumi and apricots, baba ganoush, sweet peppers, capers, tear and share flatbread. Very good. Paprika pulled pork, literally pork shoulder and paprika. Interesting. I don't think with pulled pork, I find it so easy to do in a slow cooker that I always defer to that bit. Burgers and patties. Let's see what he's come up with for burgers then. Gravy cheeseburgers. So this is like the French dip, right? Where you have, yeah, he's made a very basic sort of gravy that you dip your cheeseburger in. Miso mushroom burgers. Looks like with avocado and white cabbage. Sounds quite refreshing. Lamb moussaka burgers. Mrs. Spud loves a moussaka, so if we can capture the vibes of moussaka in a burger, he's just got feta, lamb, cumin, aubergine and tomatoes. I'm not sure that's really giving moussaka vibes, but I like the idea. And the feta is blitzed. Interesting. Sesame chicken burgers. Using chicken mince. I often find chicken burgers, as in chicken mince burgers, are really overlooked. Blue cheese pork burgers. He's done this before. Can't remember which book it's in, but it's recent. Beet and feta bean burgers. Always good to have a veggie burger up your sleeve. Prawn toast burgers. That is cute. So, yeah. Blitzing and pulsing down spring onions and prawns and mustard and stuff like that, and turning that into a paste for burgers. Chorizo fish burgers. Sounds very nice. Things that make the barbecue rock. Store cupboard barbecue sauce. Got a load of ingredients in that. It looks absolutely wicked. So I've got marmalade knocking about that I need to use up, so I might well use some of that. Chili sauce boss man. Salsa verde. Salsa rosa picante. Spicy. Homemade mayo. Basil mayo, saffron mayo, garlic mayo, curried mayo. Got a lot of mayo chat this evening. Smoky ketchup, sorry. Crispy chickpea hummus. Charred chili oil. Bay salt. Mega mac and cheese. Had mac and cheese for dinner actually. Still got some here. I've cling filmed it, so it doesn't look its best. But yeah, made a huge batch. And this is, I've got it all over my hands now, excuse me. And that was a recipe from Snoop Dogg's cookbook, which is not what we're here to talk about. But so far, absolute banger recipes. Susan says, Jamie's old food tube barbecue book had more fun names dishes. DJ Barbecue, yes, his old pal. Redonkulous beef ribs. I don't remember that book. Was that like an ebook you got through his YouTube channel? Grilled chips and rosemary salt, always good. Beautiful burger buns. A focaccia recipe. It's not a Jamie book without a bread section. Some charred flatbreads. Again, always good to have a flatbread recipe up your sleeve. And then a few notes on nutrition and some tips. So, let's leave him there a minute. So, immediate thoughts, and this is not a cookbook review. How can it be a cookbook review? I literally opened it 45 minutes ago. So, it can't possibly be a cookbook review. It's just me looking at it. Proper book, Penguin Publisher. Well, that's a book I don't think I own, Susan. I'm going to go looking for that now. I'm really cross that my complete Jamie Oliver roundup doesn't include that one. Oh, you've got me all riled up. I'm off to eBay. So, yeah, this is not a cookbook review. Of course, it can't be until you've cooked a good chunk of recipes out of there and got a feel for it. I've had cookbooks in the past. The recipe's clearly not proofread properly. Some things not quite accurate, or they're just a bit limp. My initial thoughts, having opened and flicked through it with all of you there, you saw it all there, is that there's not a lot to rock the boat there. There's no wild, crazy ideas. There's not going to be one thing in there that everyone's going to be talking about next week or whenever the first barbecues of the year properly start. But you've got all the basics covered and good ideas for all the basics covered beyond just having burgers and sausages. By the way, I've got nothing wrong with having burgers and sausages, which is a standard UK barbecue, but it is nice to do something different occasionally rather than just those things. So, it's tentative at the moment, frankly. Tentative on, jury's out on that one. We will see over the coming weeks and months how much I use it, how much I get out of it, how enjoyable it is. I think, yeah, there's definitely a couple of things in there I'm going to cook straight away. Fingers crossed, I'm going to go live Saturday afternoon, this Saturday coming, what's that, the 25th of April, 6-ish UK time, BST, and I will presumably do a couple of things out of this book. That would be nice. And if I can get all the technology work, be doing it. Otherwise, I'll be just holding my phone up and yakking down it while I show you what's going on. It depends exactly how much I can drag outside, because I have quite a little setup to get all this working just for a simple live like tonight where I'm not even cooking. But anyway, that was it. Just a short live to get us going. And have a little look at the book. It's a bit of a tradition over on this channel. I like to unwrap Jamie's new book and have a look at it with all of you and have a good first look at it and gather ideas. We've done the air fryer book, we've done the healthy meals book and some others besides. So yes, I think I'm going to call it a wrap there. It's been great hanging out. Thank you so much for chatting. I wish you all a great evening and a great rest of the evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. I'm going to wrap it up for now. Go and plan. My Tesco shop gets delivered tomorrow, so I'm going to go off and fill up my basket with things that I can do in this book. But I hope you enjoyed that. It's been great to see you. Oh, Susan comes in with a save. DJ Barbecue, then Jamie Branded. Maybe that's why. Adam Perry Lang, is that his name? I think that's his name, the DJ Barbecue guy. It's been great hanging out with you. I'm going to say goodnight for now, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Take care.